WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
Zach Wilson expected to miss 2 to 4 weeks with a sprained PCL. Mike White expected to start Sunday against the Bengals. The expectation of the Chiefs is that quarterback Patrick Mahomes starts against the Giants next Monday night. He took a shot to the head, was pulled in the fourth quarter yesterday despite clearing concussion protocol. Mahomes says he needs to be better. Kansas City has bigger problems than its quarterback, believes ESPN's Rex Ryan.
There's two things. Number one, that offensive line is awful. But their defense, like Kansas City can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. They can't generate a pass rush with a four-man rush. If they send guys, they can't cover anybody in the back end.
Rex Ryan on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Bears coach Matt Nagy announced he's tested positive for COVID-19. College football, Texas Tech firing coach Matt Wells. The Red Raiders just 7-16 in Big 12 games under Wells. Offensive coordinator Sonny Cumbie named interim coach the rest of the season. Notre Dame standout safety Kyle Hamilton out this week against North Carolina because of a right knee injury.
Introducing ATG by Wrangler. We are all greater outdoors, and this apparel doesn't compromise, conform, or call it quits. So, when you're heading into the wild, wearing ATG should be second nature. Shop Wrangler.com today.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword EASY to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's EASY to 200-200.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, two men, one journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit. Let's go! Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, The Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. And Wicked Weed Brewing. Drink different.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene is alongside, and we are on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. And, of course, the Sportsocracy heard everywhere. Yeah, you knew it was going to trip me up. It was going to trip me up on the maiden voyage here. We have rebranded Everything as One. We are now just one big, happy Sportsocracy community, and we are glad that you have decided to join us here in the Ingles studio here on ESPN Asheville. Heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. This is a brand new iteration of the radio show here. We are interweaving technologies. We've got the old antiquated terrestrial signal meeting with the new of the interactive interwebs. It's all coming together, Jeremy.
Yeah, see, the beauty of it is, and a lot of people asked us why we did this. Because financially, we are a whole lot of money invested into one.
Yeah.
And very little money invested into the other.
Right.
So now we have one.
That's right. It is all just one. We are now and forever will be the Sportsocracy. And you are part of the Sportsocracy as well. We encourage you to get involved with the program. You can, of course, stream the show now live on YouTube. Also, we want you to be involved in all social media aspects as well. So at the Sportsocracy on all of the social medias. If you want things talked about, hit us up. We'll talk about it. This is kind of how
we're running on the website. The beauty of this now is that you control the content. There are a lot of people that think we talk too much about quarterbacks or too much about whatever. Well, now you can completely steer the ship. All you have to do is vote.
Too much about birds not being real. Too much about...
Well, you'll never convince me of that.
Oh, you're so abused.
You'll never convince me birds are real.
Yeah,
that's just not going to happen.
Whatever. Anyway, welcome into the program. And, well, yesterday was fun, wasn't it? How about them Jets? Jets just in the season.
Yeah,
wow.
And you took them against the number.
I did. I took them. +7.
You're wrong. You were bad wrong.
Hey, +7, and then they end up losing by, 31 points? Not good.
It was more than that.
54-13, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 41.
Oh, that's 41.
Hashtag math.
Hashtag mathing is fun. Yeah. We had that. We've got the Kansas City Chiefs lose again. There are problems in Kansas City, and we will get into it later on in the program. What is wrong with Kansas City? And now, how far have they fallen in the pecking order of the NFL?
It's quite far. In case you're curious, it's quite a ways.
Right. We're going to break down the tiers of the teams in the NFL. We also will be talking about quarterbacks, drafting quarterbacks, because there's one franchise we were looking at today that you can't argue that they made the right choice with the number 1 pick in the draft.
I am proud to say I am officially a member of who they think will beat them Bengals.
I think you're mixing two different cheers there, but okay.
Yeah, they both use it. There's who day and there's who dat.
Who dat.
And who dat, I'm not even. I have a pick for your game later in the hour.
Right. We'll have the Green on Green coming up at the end of this hour. All of your favorite things are still going to stay in place with the transition to the new name of the Sportsocracy. Check us out.
Many things are the same. The big difference is that you can get directly involved. All you have to do is go to YouTube, go to the Sportsocracy. I've got them all pulled up on my computer here in front of me. I will be responding in live time, so if you hear a little in the background, that's why. Yeah,
Chuck G, he's the first he's the first smart aleck up. No, we're not talking about Northwestern women's volleyball. Sorry, that you came to the wrong place for that.
Is that even in season? Is volleyball even in season right now?
I'm sure it is, but you can go ask them across the street. They know.
There you go. That's the thing you did.
Hey, you gonna take shots at us? We'll take shots at you, bud. Anyhow,
sometimes things happen.
Yeah, sometimes they happen. Yeah. So Joe Burrow, obviously, he has. Last week I said that he and Justin Herbert were the, they're like the Cadillac of rookie quarterbacks, or what you're looking for in a rookie quarterback. And I'm not sure that this past week Joe Burrow didn't exceed Justin Herbert on that one. I mean, he was able to put up points against the team that absolutely shut out Justin Herbert. So,
yeah, but
I think he's taking the lead.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that later in the show. Right. There's a much bigger topic.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm getting there. We've got a lot to talk about on today's show. We'll talk some college football as well. College football playoff ranking, the official one comes out next week, a week from today, and so we will. We'll give you our pre-college football playoff ranking.
And I'll go ahead and tell you, mine looks markedly different than yours.
Does it?
It does.
Okay. So he's going spicy with this one. We shall see.
I would have a team in the playoff right now that you don't even have in your rankings.
No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then I can't wait to hear who it is. And we will get into all of it here over the next 2 hours in the maiden voyage of the Sportsocracy. But first off, yesterday, the Carolina Panthers did Carolina Panther things. Sam Darnold got benched for P.J. Walker.
Which that's a very bad sign.
And shockingly enough, P.J. Walker comes in and he's worse than Sam Darnold was.
It was hard to be worse than Sam Darnold. The Carolina Panthers have a problem that I don't know you can trade your way out of. Scott Fitterer has wanted to trade his way out of every problem. And the Stephon Gilmore addition will be obviously very important. You don't have an offensive line that could protect Joe Montana.
Yep.
So there's all this trending pro football talk talking about the Deshaun Watson deal. Mm-hmm. It's imminent and it's coming, and now he's willing to accept a deal to Carolina.
Yep.
Of course he is.
Yeah. He's willing to accept a deal pretty much to anywhere.
Except Philadelphia.
Right. Well, yeah, he has previously stated he didn't want to be in Philadelphia, which one can understand the way they turn on folks. I mean, it hasn't gone well for Ben Simmons there. Could you imagine the verbal abuse that Deshaun Watson would get if he stepped into Philadelphia? But no, Deshaun Watson now open to trade destinations that are not the Miami Dolphins. And, yeah, there is a high expectation that Scott Fitterer, Matt Rule, and the Carolina Panthers are going to come a-calling.
Well, here's and I'm not sure that I even care. How many teams in the NFL have allowed more sacks this year than the Carolina Panthers?
I would say none.
It's one. And their quarterback is Justin Fields, who just put up a QBR that was lower than his GPA.
Right.
And he was a pretty smart kid. And that doesn't really matter. He holds on to the ball forever, and yet Sam Darnold has only been sacked 2 fewer times than the combination of Justin Fields and the Red Rifle Andy Dalton.
Right.
Until you fix the offensive line, none of it matters. You can keep trying to do this with Deshaun Watson or Sam Darnold or Joe Montana or Steve Young. I don't care. You have absolutely let this go with the offensive line. And now you've got some combination of Cam Irving and you have Taylor Moton. That's it.
Yeah.
And every team in the league knows we just have to not go with him.
Mm-hmm.
We can send blitzes up the middle. We can send them on the outside. It doesn't matter. And that's what the Giants did yesterday. Leonard Williams, I felt like he was in the backfield on about every third play.
Right.
Which for me is difficult because I don't think I saw him do that more than 4 or 5 times in the 4 years he played for the Jets. But, I'm not bitter.
But he had a good year last year. This was the first game that, Giants fans are looking at this going, look, our pass rush is so good. We got 6 sacks this past week. It's awesome. Yeah, well, you were going up against one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL. It's kind of hard to say that's progress.
And here's the problem with Carolina. It took 7 weeks for the NFL to figure you out.
Mm-hmm.
Because outside of DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson to a point, I'll tell you one of the most mind-boggling stats you'll ever hear in your life.
Okay.
The Panthers have completed 156 passes this year. 46 of them have gone to DJ Moore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's only 110 on the rest of the team. It's not good. Oh, Terrace Marshall. If I had $1 for every person that told me Terrace Marshall's going to be a fantasy superstar. No, he's not.
He's not. He's completely worthless.
But what they figured out is all we have to do is send 5.
Mm-hmm.
Because your 5, somewhere in that 5, somebody is going to lose their matchup one-on-one.
Right.
And until you fix that, none of the rest of this matters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're talking about Deshaun Watson. Did you not watch last year in Houston? Because that's exactly what this would be with a different helmet.
I mean, they're still going to have problems. However, I mean, wouldn't you trust Deshaun Watson to get the ball to his receivers better than Sam Darnold?
And that's the point of this topic. What are they with Sam Darnold? If you look at Carolina right now, look at the schedule for the rest of the year. What are they with Sam Darnold?
6-11.
I'm going to say better than that.
Okay.
Because they have some winnable games. The backside of the schedule is just hard to look at. But with Christian McCaffrey, I do think this team could beat Atlanta, New England, Washington, Miami, Atlanta again, and New Orleans.
Okay.
So you still have an outside possibility, even with Sam Darnold, to be a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
That's an outside chance. You blew a couple games that you should not have. But what game are you going to win with Deshaun Watson that you wouldn't have won with Sam Darnold? You think you're going to go into Arizona and beat them?
No.
You're going to go into Buffalo and beat them?
No.
You going to beat Tampa Bay either time, to be really honest with you?
No, probably not.
No. So you can make the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to fault you for the deal.
Mm-hmm.
In the next segment, I'll tell you why I actually think it's a brilliant idea. But you got to temper your expectations of what it's actually going to do.
Well, in the immediate, I don't think it's expected that he will come in and this will be a 10-11 win team.
Oh, you would be shocked.
Well,
there are people
I
that
get
think
it.
Sam Darnold is the only problem on this team, and I got news for you.
Well, they're completely wrong.
If that's what you think, I have a bridge to sell you.
Mm-hmm.
Because this team has issues, a laundry list of issues.
No doubt. Deshaun Watson's not going to solve everything for the 2021 Carolina Panthers. But can he solve a lot for the 2022, 2023, 2024 Carolina Panthers? Absolutely.
And I would say yes. For the long haul, that would fix a problem.
Absolutely.
And something that I said this morning, that Carolina is a little bit different in that we still aren't innocent until proven guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia, I got news for you. The reason he doesn't want to go to Philadelphia has nothing to do with the team.
Okay.
Howie Roseman's part of it. But he also saw people picketing outside of the link when Michael Vick showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, I understand these are two completely different scenarios. But he knows if I go to Philadelphia, I am not getting a fair shake.
Right. That's a hotbed.
Mm-hmm.
That is a hotbed for controversy. The fans there thrive on it.
Denver's the same way. That's why I said Denver makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
If they made that move in Denver, it would be I don't know.
Will
I'm not a lawyer.
Will there be outcry if he comes to the Carolina Panthers? Yes, there will be.
But I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be to the level of you would get in other markets. And there's long been this belief that he wants to be in Miami. I don't think he does. One of my favorite lines to ask when news stories like this break, who wants you to know that?
Mm-hmm.
All of these things that have come out, who wants you to know that? Everybody believes it's the Houston Texans. What rush is Houston in? It doesn't matter if you make this deal now or if you make it in March. I could argue you'll get more in March than you'll get right now.
I'd say so.
So why would they be the team putting this out? It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
There's been two sides of this coin that have always made sense to me as to why this information keeps getting out. The teams are one of them. The Carolina Panthers, I got news for you. Somebody's talking. I don't know who it is, but somebody's talking because they want to see how you will react to it.
Is somebody in the organization really talking, or is this just is this just the media and the fans putting two and two together going, Sam Darnold stinks. He got benched for P.J. Walker. Well, of course, because we all know that the Carolina Panthers were in before all of this stuff came down with the masseuses and everything. So is it just us putting that together, or is this actual legitimate sources within the league saying, and maybe within the office saying, yeah, let's see what you think?
I'll be honest with you. I think over the time we've done this, I think we've proven that our sources are pretty good on this. Every person I talk to says this is happening before November 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you where he ends up, but I can tell you it's happening before November 2nd. Because Deshaun Watson's the one doing this.
Right.
That's where all this information's coming from. There's a reason. Have you noticed that nobody's talked to him? You haven't seen him with a microphone in front of him.
Mm-mm.
Nothing. So where's all this coming from? Oh, it's coming from the Texans. Why do they care? Did you watch them yesterday? They scored 5 points in an NFL game.
Right.
They could care less when this happens.
No.
Do they maybe want the distraction to go away? Sure.
But do they
maybe?
Yeah, but would they rather wait and see if they can get more after the depositions happen after February? I think that's when the depositions were supposed to happen. I mean, if he gets cleared before then it opens up all of those fantasies that they had about 3 number 1s and 2 number 2s and all of the draft picks that they could
That's
get.
not coming anyway. That was never going to happen.
If he gets completely cleared next offseason,
Doesn't matter.
That's not going to happen.
Because you have to pay him too much. The Kansas City Chiefs are currently showing what happens when you have a quarterback that's $50 million.
Right.
And I understand that's not his cap hit right now, but it is going forward.
Yeah.
And so that team is so thin that every team in the NFL is going, uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. And Deshaun's 40. Deshaun's $40 million.
And so there are a lot of teams just going, we don't want to do it. We don't care how good he is.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how good he is. We don't want to do that. We would rather take our chances with a rookie-level deal. And Pat Mahomes is part of the reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're watching this Kansas City team that just seems like it's falling apart at the seams.
The problem is you can't do that. Franchises can't just sit back and go, we want a guy on a rookie deal. There are no guys on rookie deals.
Can you, though? After the break, I'm going to tell you why you can do that. And I'm not telling you this is what Carolina should do.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a little food for thought. The NFL is an imitation league. We've been over that time and time again. There's something happening in the league right now that I think might mitigate that problem. It might be why the asking price for Deshaun Watson is much lower than you would think it is.
All right, you're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. More next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, this week brings 2 cold fronts to Asheville. Front number 1 coming in tonight with a couple of isolated thunderstorms out there. A couple of them packing a punch. Low tonight 46. Cooler Tuesday. Morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, high 52. Heaviest rainfall comes in with front number 2 on Thursday coming up. Talking almost an inch of rain here Thursday, and then much colder numbers into the weekend. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Connect has small business shipping covered with premium shipping supplies and UPS services. Now buy one, get one free on select shipping supplies. Plus, get 20% off UPS Express shipping services. Offer ends 10/30. Visit staplesconnect.com/shipping for details. Staples Connect.
Your goals, your future, your dreams. These things are none of our business. Your symptoms, your work from home sweatpants, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m. That's really none of our business. Because your life is private. And unlike other tech companies, we think your internet should be too. Oh, who's that from? That's none of our business either. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Avid golfer Cam Warren played with joint pain for as long as he could.
Couldn't play golf for any extended period of time without braces and pain and chewing Advil for the entire day.
Then he turned to steroids.
Cortisone would last a few months, but it just inevitably came right back. Got to the point where I would have to wear ice packs to bed.
When the word surgery came up, Cam started looking elsewhere, and he found QC Kinetics. Natural biologic therapies, regenerative treatments that can repair and restore damaged tissue. With no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. And now,
very proud to say that it has definitely changed my life. I've played 36 holes multiple days in a row without pain. Everything is great.
Call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation.
I would recommend QC to anybody.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. QC Kinetics, 333-9517.
Meanwhile, at the home of SiriusXM, Kevin Hart learned you don't need a car to listen to SiriusXM.
What?
You don't need a car to enjoy SiriusXM.
What?
BB Rexa, help me out?
You know you can stream outside of the car, right?
What?
Wait, what are we even whatting about?
I gotta go record my show.
Well, we tried. Everything you want to hear lives here on SiriusXM. No car required. Listen on the app.
What?
The Cantina Crispy Melt Taco from Taco Bell has a premium shell made from white corn and a hidden layer of real mozzarella, pepper jack, and cheddar cheeses. And now you're craving one, because when you need a taco, you need a taco at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only.
Your goals, your future, your dreams. These things are none of our business. Your symptoms, your work from home sweatpants, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m. That's really none of our business. Because your life is private. And unlike other tech companies, we think your internet should be too. Oh, who's that from? That's none of our business either. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Here in Beer City, we take homegrown seriously. And since 2012, Wicked Weed Brewing has been pushing the boundaries of the industry. They've not only created staples like the Freak of Nature Doubled IPA, the Lieutenant Dank, and Pernicious, but they also opened the first sour beer tap room on the East Coast. Wicked Weed has also supported our local community to the tune of $1.6 million with the Beers That Build program. Visit one of their 4 locations, schedule a brewery tour, or place an order for pickup or delivery. WickedWeedBrewing.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
It's ESPN Asheville, and you are in the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene alongside, as always. And so here's the thing. We've already talked about rookie quarterbacks coming up. You can't have a rookie quarter or a guy on a rookie deal that's going to be any good if there's no good ones coming.
And I would argue that the Arizona Cardinals and the Cincinnati Bengals are currently showing you a system works. The Cincinnati Bengals just beat the sin out of the Baltimore Ravens. You know why?
Why?
Because it's really hard to defend 4 receivers at a time.
Right.
I understand Joe Burrow's fantastic. He is. There's no disputing that. He was one of the highest graded quarterbacks I've ever had coming out of college.
Right.
You notice how much better he is with Jamar Chase? You know why? Because that's just another weapon that can beat you one-on-one. So you got Jamar Chase that's borderline undefendable. There's virtually no way for you to stop Jamar Chase one-on-one. But now you got Tyler Boyd as your 3rd receiver.
Right.
T. Higgins as your 2. C.J. Uzomah that's running as your 4. And then you've got Joe Mixon, Chris Evans, whoever they decide to throw out of the backfield, getting you there. Why? The Arizona Cardinals doing the same thing. You got DeAndre Hopkins, A.J. Greene, Christian Kirk, Rondale Moore, now Zach Ertz. Do you notice Zach Ertz look like Zach Ertz from 5 years ago yesterday? You know why? Because now he's the 5, not the 2.
And none of that has to do with a competent quarterback to get them the ball.
How good do you really think Kyler Murray is? Honestly, how good do you really think a 5'10" quarterback that I'll be honest with you, when I graded him coming out, I went, the number one word out of my mouth about Kyler Murray was he's going to be a system quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
There are a slew of guys that can be that in college.
Okay.
Desmond Ridder could be that if you completely build a system for him. And I think that's where this is headed.
Oh, that this is going to be just a new revolution in the NFL where guys like Joe Brady will go out and get the quarterback that they want.
And by the way, Carolina Panthers fans that have been just absolutely hammering Joe Brady, let me ask you a question. What exactly would you have him do? What's the solution here? You lead the NFL in drops.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Joe Brady's fault? Is it his fault that nobody on this team can catch all of a sudden?
No.
No. I got news for you. He will have head coaching interviews lined up for days when this season's over. So stop with the, Joe Brady can go to LSU. Okay. You keep thinking that.
Right.
Who replaces him, you'll like markedly less.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is still an innovative system. Problem is you got Sam Darnold that has always had the problem of, well, I really like to turn the ball over and I really like to hold the ball too long.
Mm-hmm.
In this system, that's a death knell.
Right. Get the ball out quick. I think that would be a much more efficient offense if they had Deshaun Watson.
I still maintain with Christian McCaffrey, I think Sam Darnold could be that guy.
He'll be serviceable.
We were talking about him as the MVP before McCaffrey got hurt. He was that level of good for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Then Christian McCaffrey gets hurt, and what do you think? He just all of a sudden like our promo says, did he just get stupider? No,
right.
He's still a good quarterback. He's just limited. He needs help, and that's what the vast majority of quarterbacks in the league are. I'll be honest with you. Put Kyler Murray in Carolina. You know what he is? Average. Kyler Murray in Carolina would be absolutely as average as they come. You know why? Because you have to be able to block for a quarterback like that because he's so short.
Right.
There's a reason that Cliff Kingsbury went, hey, let's just stretch everything horizontal. Now we'll run 4 wides and we'll stack diamond on the high side.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this league's becoming. And it's going to happen more and more and more. I went through my rankings, and we'll have draft videos across the YouTube channel, and we'll do some draft stuff on this show coming up in the next few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many draftable receivers I have in this next class?
I'm going to guess 16.
It's 104.
104?
I have 104 draft-eligible receivers.
Holy cow.
And there's a very simple reason for that. Because it's the premier position.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of quarterback, it's the most high-flying position you got.
All right.
And how do you mitigate an average quarterback? Give him unbelievable weapons. I love talking smack about this guy. If you put Baker Mayfield in Arizona, you not think he looks a little better? Do you not look better when he was throwing to Odell Beckham before he got hurt for the 19th time?
Right.
The
Jarvis
best tight end
Landry.
room in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Kareem Hunt coming out of the backfield. Jarvis Landry, Rashard Higgins. Weird. He looked better with that.
Mm-hmm.
Now that he's throwing to Donovan Peoples-Jones, who, by the way, I like.
Right.
And I can't even remember the other. What's that other receiver's name? It'll come to me in a minute. Now all of a sudden he looks terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was not good to begin with, though.
No, he was propped up by good receivers.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue Kyler Murray's doing the same thing.
Whew.
And I'm not trying to compare the two.
I was going to say, that sounds like a big slight to Kyler Murray.
He's markedly more talented.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to remember, this is a guy that when he came out, we all laughed when Arizona said they were going to take him number 1 overall.
Right.
We laughed. Every person I know that does what I do, evaluating college talent, we laughed. And said, you really think you're going to turn a quarterback who is probably 5'9" and likes to run, you're going to turn him into an MVP? Weird. You did.
Mm-hmm.
You did. You found a way to take a raw talent and make him an MVP-level quarterback.
So you're saying,
I'll be honest with you, and somebody just said this in the live stream of our YouTube. Derek Carr. Nobody ever talked about Derek Carr.
Right.
And then he got Henry Ruggs and Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow, who is one of the most consistent slot receivers in the NFL. And all of a sudden, now he's a top 10-ish quarterback in the NFL. You think it's an accident? You think it's an accident that when we did quarterback rankings, the bottom 10 all had dreadful receivers?
Mm-hmm.
There's only one bad quarterback in this league that I can look at the receiving core and go, you should be better than you are.
Who's that?
Unfortunately, it's my quarterback, Zach Wilson. T's and P's for that knee.
Oh,
Because I'll be honest with you, after watching one half of Mike White, I either need us to sign a new quarterback, stop with the Cam Newton. I've seen it. Okay, all of you that were trying to at me on Twitter, yeah, I got it.
now I lay
good.
me down to sleep.
No,
Please, dear Lord, let the New York Jets sign Cam Newton.
Why you want to do that? Why? You just like me to be sad?
I do. I like for you to be angry and cantankerous and upset.
You said
and
Tom Brady, and all of a sudden you forgot what it's like to be on my side of the equation.
No,
yeah,
I didn't.
Give it about an hour.
No, I didn't, because that's one of the guys that first came to my mind when you were talking about average-ish quarterbacks with great weapons was Jameis Winston. I mean, we saw Jameis Winston throw for 5,000 yards when he was with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. And he had the weapons and a coach who had a system that would just let him sling it down the field. The question is, even at Jameis Winston level, are there any of those quarterbacks coming?
Oh, yeah.
Like Matt Corral can be Jameis Winston level quarterback.
Serviceable level NFL quarterback.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. What I saw out of him against LSU, go Tigers, over the weekend, he can be an NFL quarterback.
Okay.
Do I think I would take him in the top 10? No.
He's gonna go.
Oh,
he's
absolutely, he's going to go in the
top
top 10. Carson Strong's probably going to go in the top 10. That might be the one I like the most.
Carson Strong's your favorite?
I do like Carson. I do like me some Carson Strong.
Other than Sam Howell.
Sam Howell's run with a bullet.
Right.
Carson Strong is throwing to a series of receivers that look like me. Yeah, they're real tall, but unfortunately they run the 40 in about 4.8.
Well, it's funny that you should, that Derek Carr's name got mentioned here, because it's time to get just a bit outside.
The Sports Tag.
Just a bit outside.
All right, here's the 411, folks.
All right, Derek Carr had an amazing game yesterday against the Philadelphia Eagles. It was the second time in his career where he has had 30-plus pass attempts and 90-plus completion percentage. The other time he did it was in 2018 against Denver. Do you know how many times that's happened since 1950 in the NFL?
I'm going to say it's not a large number.
It's not a large number.
I'm going to go with 7.
One.
Are you kidding
It's
me?
happened one time by one other quarterback, and that was Drew Brees. Drew Brees, remember, he did it, I think it was on Monday Night Football against the Indianapolis Colts, where he was almost perfect. I think
I remember that
he missed one throw.
I remember that, and it was a drop, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. He missed one throw the entire game. It's the only quarterback that has done it other than Derek Carr in NFL history. And now Derek Carr has done it twice in his career. Begs the question, how good is Derek Carr? And how much have I been underselling him? Yeah.
Yeah, I love hearing you. You know, I love being right almost more than I love being alive. I love you admitting you were wrong.
Oh, I was completely wrong.
Under that. Like, it's a fractional, just a little bit of a difference.
I see how it is. He was 31 of 34 yesterday against the Philadelphia Eagles. 91.2% completion percentage. And wow.
Hashtag Jets +7.
Jets plus.
Yeah, you're never living that
down.
down.
I'm sure. I'm sure I will never live that down.
Never living that down.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday was a reunion of sorts with the Detroit Lions and the Los Angeles Rams. And Detroit threw everything but the kitchen sink at the LA Rams.
Yep.
They came out with an onside. They had a fake punt. And for a minute, it looked like they might actually threaten to win this game. But there was a story that came out yesterday from Fox Sports' Jay Glazer that is really funny to me.
Okay.
So apparently when the Jared Goff-Matthew Stafford trade happened, Sean McVay felt like he should be the bigger man and physically make the call to Jared Goff to tell him that he had been traded to the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
And you would think that that would be a really cordial phone call and, T's and P's and good luck not dying in Detroit.
Right.
Only one problem. Jared Goff hung up on him.
Oh, nice.
He just, nope, I'm tired. I'm through talking now. He went full 3-year-old and said, I'm through talking now. And that would be weird in and of itself.
Right.
Except for they ran into each other at a restaurant 2 weeks later. Apparently, Sean McVay went to a restaurant in L.A. with a couple coaches, and 2 tables over was Jared Goff. And he had to go over and go, hey, buddy, how's their things?
No, he didn't.
He did. 100%.
He actually approached him in the restaurant?
He did. And apparently that is how they got to the cordial point that you see now. Because there was a lot of hurt feelings there.
Well, of course there were.
From Goff for, thanks for sending me to Detroit. Because that's a place where a lot of careers in the NFL go to thrive.
It's a death sentence.
And Sean McVay for, an unfortunate text that was brought to light. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it.
Oh, Jared Goff. I can't blame him. I mean, if you're getting that phone call, because here's the thing, that's not a phone call. That's not something that should happen in a phone call.
Oh, 100% that's a phone call.
No, it's not.
100% it's a phone call.
No.
Okay,
Sean McVay calls Jared Goff and says, hey, bud, let's meet up for lunch.
No.
Yeah.
You don't do that in person.
Oh, yeah.
No. That's an over-the-phone thing.
You've been traded to Detroit. Click.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If one day I came in here and I said, hey, so we have an uncomfortable thing to talk about. I have traded you to Canada and the Canadians, our favorite people.
Right.
And now you're going to go do hockey in I almost said Canada.
Canada.
That's what I almost said.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think that would be a comfortable conversation?
No, I'd probably hang up on you.
There you go.
Oh.
That's why you do it over the phone. Because over the phone, you hang up on me. In person, you throw something at me. Yeah, I'm good. I will pass on that.
I'm just trying to get back at you for making a pass at my girlfriend.
Yeah, don't do that. Especially don't do it in a text message that's broadcast across the whole team.
Yeah, that's in the group text.
Jared Goff.
Still one of my favorite stories of all time.
Oh, just hilarious.
And then what makes it even funnier is knowing that 6 months later, somehow he found a way to trade that guy to the Siberia of the NFL.
No, the Siberia of the NFL is the Jets. No, there's no doubting that.
Okay.
I will tell you as a very vocal representative of JETS Nation.
Now, I would argue that the Jets are the Chernobyl of the NFL.
It's not good either way.
Because everybody that touches it never comes out the same.
Oh, Kevin Vick said, actually, I think Sean McVay should have had his girlfriend text him that he got traded.
Yes.
That's the right answer. That is 100% the right answer.
Hey, Jared.
Tell him what he's won, Johnny.
Very good. 2 points for Kevin Vick.
Now, I will say this. I did some background just since the Deshaun Watson thing is trending, and it seems like we're getting closer and closer to either a resolution or November 2nd is going to pass. And, well, we'll all have wasted a lot of time.
That's fine.
I've looked at every trade of a starting quarterback in the last 10 years.
Okay.
The team that acquires the quarterback never loses.
They never lose?
They never lose.
Okay.
When you look at the trade 3 years out, the team that acquires the quarterback wins every time.
Okay.
I could argue the last time that a team made a deal of a starting quarterback and lost the deal was the Atlanta Falcons. They traded for Jeff George in 1994. There was a conditional pick based on how many games the team won and how many snaps Jeff George played.
Okay.
Who did that pick become?
No clue.
Marvin Harrison.
Oh, wow.
That's one of those you look at and go, Atlanta, you're just a team that you should never really go back and check. Hey, who did they get with that pick we sent them? You don't want to know.
You don't want to do that.
It will not make you happy.
All right, so the Jeff George for Marvin Harrison trade was the last time that a team lost trading for a quarterback.
I went all the way back to Jay Cutler.
Okay.
All right, the Broncos drafted Jay Cutler. There was a big falling out with Josh McDaniels. They ship him to the Bears. Do you know what the Broncos actually got for him?
What was that, Brock Osweiler?
Nope, you're way too early.
No.
It was Kyle Orton.
Robert
Ayers, Alfonso Smith, and Richard Quinn. All of that add up to a starting quarterback in the NFL to you?
No.
Oh, but Kyle Orton was fun for a couple years. Yeah, because that team was insane.
Right.
Yeah, because that team, they went, hey, we're tired of Kyle Orton and Tim Tebow, and went and got Peyton Manning and won a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
The one after that, Carson Palmer. You remember the Bengals traded Carson Palmer in season to the, at the time, the Oakland Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 picks they got became Dre Kirkpatrick and Giovanni Bernard.
Well, Gio.
Hey.
I mean, Gio was a nice piece.
He's fine. Who would you have rather had? Carson Palmer, who, by the way, had one really good year with the Raiders.
Right.
Jimmy Garoppolo, when New England sent him out. First of all, they made about 900 trades. Hey, thanks, Bill. You make it real fun to do things like this because I have to go full conspiracy theory guy with string and a board to figure out where all your picks went. They wound up with the pick they got for Jimmy Garoppolo. It became 8 players.
Okay.
The best of whom, by a mile, is Damian Harris. The second best player on that list is Jared Stidham.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
Yeah. That was fun. But you were in a position where you didn't really have a choice. You had to do something with Jimmy.
Well, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Robert Kraft said you had to do something with Jimmy because he was afraid Tommy was going to leave and go to Tampa exactly like he did.
Exactly.
Well,
so
how'd
you
that work
didn't really
out?
have a choice.
Yeah, you don't think they would have liked to have had Jimmy Garoppolo last year while they were trotting out Cam Newton?
Oh, of course they did. But
Hey,
what?
this is fun.
What, do you expect he was going to sit on the bench for 4 years?
You never know. You never know.
Nah, it wasn't going to happen. Getting rid of him when they did, I mean, at least they got a running back out of the deal. I mean, hey, he had 100 yards yesterday against the Jets.
I really hope sports freak Brian Hall's not listening to this. Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, the actual compensation was Chandler Cox and Jason Strobridge.
Mm-hmm.
The pride of North Carolina.
That's right.
If you extend it out, they gave up one of those picks with Minkah Fitzpatrick for Austin Jackson.
Okay.
And then last year you had Stafford for Jared Goff, and so far the only pick they've used was for Afitu Melifonwu, the corner out of Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
You never win. Ever. Which is why I would argue, if I'm Carolina, I just do it. I just do it.
Yeah.
Because
Do
the
it
fan
right
base
now.
is turning on you quickly.
Mhm.
And the Sam thing, I'm telling you, I watched this firsthand. When Sam starts getting booed, you remember that I'm seeing ghosts game?
Yeah.
That wasn't going well when he said that.
No.
Because he was getting booed mercilessly.
And look, you gave up to the Jets a second, a fourth, and a sixth to get Sam Darnold. If you have to package 2 number 1 picks, 2 first-round picks with Sam Darnold to get Deshaun Watson, how is that not worth it? Like, you have to really slowly explain that to me, how that's not going to be worth it. I mean, I get you don't have all the draft capital in the world because Scott Fitterer's done a lot of trades. He's done a lot of moving and shaking. And so if you traded two first-round draft picks over the next 2 years, you wouldn't pick until the 4th round of the next draft.
Yeah, in 2022, their first pick would be in the 4th round.
Right.
And oddly enough, it's not even their pick.
No.
It's the Houston Texans pick,
Yeah.
which will be fine.
Well, it's Houston or L.A.
Mhm.
Whichever ends up being the better pick, which is going to be Houston.
But be really honest with yourself. All right, so Carolina, the way that I've basically been told this deal would work, because Houston does have some interest in Sam Darnold. I can't tell you that he wouldn't be routed somewhere else. I don't know. But Sam Darnold is not going to sit behind Deshaun Watson.
No.
The Tua Tagovailoa thing, they have suitors for him. Houston apparently has at least a nominal interest in Sam.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I think this would go is you're looking at probably two ones. One this year, one next year, with Sam and probably some day 2 picks that come down the line. You know who they would currently get with that? Because right now their pick would be 14.
Okay.
Tyler Linderbaum. Now, granted, he's one of the highest graded centers I've ever had.
I was going to say, that's a pretty good one.
He's still a center.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, he's still a center. Do you know what the hit rate is of picks in the 20s? I went back and added it up. Over the last 5 years, the hit rate on picks in the 20s is 31%. And that's just to be serviceable starters.
Right.
If you're looking for Pro Bowlers, they become few and far between.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best drafting teams in the league.
Right.
That's the Baltimore Ravens.
And Panther fans will say, oh, but we drafted really well.
Have you, though?
Well, I mean, I would say so.
Okay.
I mean, we like their draft this year. It's the only one we've seen Scott Fitterer do. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this year with J.C. Horn, Terrace Marshall, we feel like those are good picks.
Yeah, and I could very easily make the case you should have taken Rashawn Slater instead of J.C. Horn. I said
the
it at the
state
time,
of this
and I'll say it
offensive
now.
line, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't hate their draft. I liked Derek Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Jeremy Chin. But there are a lot of Yetur Gross-Matos, Greg Little, Will Greers in the history of Panthers draftdom.
True, but that was with a different GM.
And I understand that.
And so Panther fans will say, well, we like this past draft. We want to see what Scott Fitterer can do with those picks coming up. And I get it. But you're not finding Deshaun Watson. You're not finding a top 5 quarterback.
No.
With that pick.
Mm-mm.
At 14 or 28 or whatever it's going to be in the next year. You trade those picks now, and you get it done. It's why I've been saying the same thing about Miami. You trade those picks because you've been punting your draft picks anyway.
Yeah, Miami, I disagree with you on. Miami, look at their schedule. I don't care if they have Deshaun Watson or Dan Marino playing quarterback for them. It does not matter. 2 weeks in a row, they have lost games that had absolutely nothing to do with the quarterback.
Right, but this is not just a for this year move.
It does not matter. The Miami Dolphins are so far away. That's why the Miami thing's never made any sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
All these people said, oh, he wants to be in Miami. Cool, that and $1 will get him a Coke. Oh, you want to be in Miami? Fantastic. You know what we want? Fair compensation. And him to not be in our conference.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to trade him.
No doubt.
There's this belief that there's so much power with the player here because he has a no-trade clause.
No.
Doesn't matter. I don't have to trade you. I don't have to do anything with you. I can sit here and play this game until the end of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at Houston now and I look at Carolina now and go, that's the only thing that makes any sense. Because Philadelphia is getting ready to have a regime change.
Mm-hmm.
And the Miami Dolphins are getting ready to have a regime change. The Panthers are locked into Matt Rule. And I know a lot of Panther fans are out on him right now, and that's, to me, revisionist history. You're looking at the most recent thing that you've seen. He's still a fantastic coach. And Joe Brady is still a really good offensive coordinator, and Scott Fitterer has still done a great job as the GM of this team.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why I ultimately think Deshaun, before the next 8 days are up, we will have breaking news. And yes, we have a new breaking news button.
No, we didn't talk about this.
Yeah, nope, that button has to go.
No.
Sorry.
I still control the sounds. And we're not changing the breaking news. Not gonna happen. It's off. I'm not gonna let you have it. I'm not gonna let you have it. We need to talk about this before you start making crucial decisions to the flow of this program. We have to talk about this.
I love how I make decisions live on air all the time, and he never gristles, and I take away his who's going to break the news, and all of a sudden that's where you draw the line in the sand.
That's the bridge too far. That is the bridge too far. But we're going to have breaking news, you say, in the next 8 days, and it will be Deshaun Watson to the Carolina Panthers.
I believe so. If it's not, it's because Houston just doesn't blink.
Right.
And they think they'll get more in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
The calls are being made. All the rumors are true. Don't let anybody lie to you and say it's not happening, because it is.
Yep. And I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I don't think we're going to get to a point where the sky is falling and Deshaun's not available. I just don't foresee us going down that path. That's not my decision to make, and that's above my pay grade.
And I'm not a lawyer.
Right.
But I will tell you, I was told by somebody they know this exponentially better than anybody else you're going to hear say this. As long as this stays civil, the NFL won't do a thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way they have always worked.
Yeah, so all that exempt list talk, all of that.
The exempt list is for violent crimes and felonies.
Mm-hmm.
Until he is accused, and I'm not saying that it wouldn't have been had they gone that path. This is state civil. As long as this stays civil, nothing will go commissioner's exempt list.
Indeed.
Can't tell you it won't happen tomorrow. But there are a slew of teams in the NFL that seem to think that it won't.
Yeah. Monday Night Football is coming up tonight. We got the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks up in Seattle where, they got a roof on that place, so the rain shouldn't be that bad, right?
There's not a roof on.
I thought there was a roof on it. I thought they had a retractable roof.
It rains there half the time. How have you never noticed that? Every game they play looks like Aquaman should be standing in the end zone.
I guess I just never paid that close of attention to it. Anyhow, it's supposed to be raining. It's been raining for like 6 days.
Hey, you remember last night, that fun little monsoon that they played in?
Yeah.
Second verse, same as the first. Here we go, Monday Night Football.
Here we go again. We got the Green on Green picks coming up next right here on ESPN Asheville.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Family farmers can grow all the most wonderful products that they want to, but it's the valued partnership and love from people like Ingalls that keeps our farming going.
This week at Ingalls, select sizes and varieties Martha White Pouch Muffin Mix or Pillsbury Pouch Biscuit Mix, 12 for $10. Select sizes and varieties Folgers or Cafe Bustelo Coffee, $5.98 each. And select Tide Laundry Detergent or Downy Unstoppables, $11.68 each. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Everyone loves shopping online. Well, I'm going to tell you what I tell my golf buddies when they buy clubs. Stop searching for coupon codes. Download Capital One Shopping to your computer. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. Plus, it's free, and you don't even need a Capital One card to use it. That's like hitting a hole in one without even trying. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary.
Wake up to Wendy's and get a bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant for just $1.99. Made with fresh cracked eggs and served on a hot buttery croissant that's fluffy enough to sleep on. It's time to wakey. Hit the Wendy's drive-thru and get your bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant for just $1.99. That's a better breakfast for just $1.99. Only at Wendy's. We got you.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Third-party delivery prices may vary. Not valid in a combo.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Coffee's for closers only.
Give them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
It's Monday night, which means it's Betting Picks Monday. I got 2 in the NBA, and then I have your Monday Night Football pick of the night. First one, the Chicago Bulls are at the Toronto Raptors tonight. They're a 1.5-point dog. This Chicago team is really good. I know we don't talk a lot of NBA during the football season. This Chicago team is really good.
Better than the Hornets?
Yeah. Oh. If not, it's close. I would say there are 2 teams that will make the playoffs this year that didn't last year.
3-0, baby.
I like this Chicago team a lot, and Toronto is bad. I don't care if they play this in Toronto. I don't care if they play this on the moon. The Chicago Bulls should not be a 1.5-point dog, or only a 1.5-point favorite. Give me the Bulls minus 1.5. The Portland Trailblazers are a 3-point dog at the LA Clippers tonight. I don't know if Vegas is not figuring out that they don't have Kawhi Leonard, so they don't have a high-level defender to stop a really good offensive player like, I don't know, Damian Lillard. He falls into that category. They should not be a dog in this game, even on the road. Portland's the better team. Give me the Trailblazers plus the 3. I'll take them in the money line to win outright. Tonight, the Seattle Seahawks take on the New Orleans Saints in Seattle. It's going to be a monsoon. Seattle's a 4-point dog. The over-under is 41.5. I'm taking Seattle. I don't think they win this game. I could see points being at a premium. I can see this game being 10-7 easily. I'm taking Seattle plus the 4, and I love under the 41.5.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
There's also money to be made at Monkey Knife Fight. Yeah, it's time for the daily fantasy sports prop wager of the night. MonkeyKnifeFight.com is the website, and you use our promo code TANK, T-A-N-K, and they will match your initial investment up to $50 and also give you a $5 free play. MonkeyKnifeFight.com. What is the moneymaker tonight?
What do you think I'm getting ready to say? All right, I just
Damian
told
Lillard.
You. Nope, this is an NFL Monkey Knife Fight, which is rare. I usually don't do these because they're very hard. I just said this game's being played in a monsoon.
Mm-hmm.
Is Geno Smith a good NFL quarterback?
No.
Is Jameis Winston a good NFL quarterback?
No.
I'm taking under 210.5 in terms of passing yards for Jameis Winston. I am taking under 204.5 for Geno Smith. That will take your $50 bet on MonkeyKnifeFight.com. Buy-in. Not bet.
Yeah, you're buying.
Your buy-in, your $50 buy-in, and turn it into a $180 prize at MonkeyKnifeFight.com if you use promo code TANK. T-A-N-K.
That's right. And the picks over the weekend, did they go well for you? Did you do well on your college picks this weekend?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about NC State. No. Thanks, NC State. I don't like fun and I don't like money.
don't like any of that stuff.
Woo, puppy fingers.
Sports Center is coming up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, this week brings 2 cold fronts to Asheville. Front number 1 coming in tonight with a couple of isolated thunderstorms out there. A couple of them packing a punch. Low tonight 46. Cooler Tuesday. Morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, high 52. Heaviest rainfall comes in with front number 2 on Thursday coming up. Talking almost an inch of rain here Thursday, and then much colder numbers into the weekend. I'm meteorologist Scott Laria-Moore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The Cantina Crispy Melt Taco from Taco Bell has a premium shell made from white corn and a hidden layer of real mozzarella, pepper jack, and cheddar cheeses. And now you're craving one, because when you need a taco, you need a taco at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only.
There's a hot new podcast we think you'll like. Variety's Strictly Business. Hear candid conversations about business deals, strategy, and the future of media and entertainment from industry A-listers. Hosted by Variety business editor Cynthia Littleton and co-editor-in-chief Andrew Wallenstein. And once a month, executive editor of music Shirley Halperin will join the conversation to discuss the business of music. Listen to Strictly Business on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
Did you know that United Healthcare helps connect you to doctors and therapists with 24/7 access to virtual care?
So I could have therapy from my couch?
Yep.
Or a doctor appointment from my car?
If you wanted to.
Wait, you're right. I don't even like when people see me sing in the car. Couch appointment it is. Virtual visits are just one of the ways United Healthcare helps connect you to better health. Learn more at uhc.com. Plan benefits may vary.
The Sportsocracy.
Fire them cannons. By golly, put more powder in those things.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. At this hour, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler's reporting Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson, who has a no-trade clause in his contract, is willing to consider multiple options for a new team with the November 2nd trade deadline looming. Chiefs expect quarterback Patrick Mahomes to practice this week and play against the Giants 1 week from tonight. He took a shot to the head, was pulled in the fourth quarter of the loss to the Titans, even though he cleared concussion protocol. While Kansas City's trying to get on track, Tennessee's proven itself a Super Bowl contender, according to former Titans running back and Tennessee State head coach Eddie George.
If Tannehill continues to play well, be solid for them at the quarterback position, they can continue to play great defense. And, of course, it just depends on Derrick Henry. I think they have a great shot.
Eddie George on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Jets rookie quarterback Zach Wilson with a sprained PCL expected to miss 2 to 4 weeks, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. Texas Tech has fired football coach Matt Wells. The Red Raiders just 7-16 in Big 12 games under Wells. Offensive coordinator Sonny Cumbie named interim coach the remainder of this season.
Getting paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit is another reason banking with Capital One is one of the easiest decisions in the history of decisions. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword GRAND to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's GRAND to 200-200.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingalls Supermarkets and Wicked Weed Brewing.
And it's ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Welcome everybody in on the YouTube as well. YouTube.com/thesportsocracy. Yes, if you're just joining us, we have rebranded. No more Sports Tank with Jeremy Greene. It is all under the umbrella of the Sportsocracy. It is the Democratic Republic of Sports. We want to know what you want to talk about, and that's why we're ingraining all of this together.
There's a lively conversation happening right now in the comments on YouTube. Feel free to join in there.
That's right.
You can get there through thesportsocracy.com or on our YouTube page at The Sportsocracy.
And you can hit us up on all of the social medias. And, so college football this past weekend, NC State, they blew it. They blew a big one for Jeremy.
Yep, that was an 8-leg parlay that would have paid me a lot.
Right.
Thank God for the hedge. Because I did aggressively.
Yep.
I had to explain what a hedge was to my wife.
Oh, was that fun?
Yeah. Because I had to say, hey, I would win this much, but I'm going to have to take this much out of our personal account to make sure that I win something. Because Miami's going to win this game and blow this for me.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yep. All right. So you heard in the top of the hour Sports Center update there that there's been a coaching change in the Big 12. Texas Tech has fired Matt Wells, 2+ seasons as the head coach there. 13-17 record, and they have named Sonny Cumbie, the offensive coordinator, as his interim head coach.
And there's a reason that means a lot to me.
Why is that?
Because that's another mulleted man that is leading and shaping and sculpting young minds.
Of course it is.
The blonde mullet Sonny Cumbie himself.
Jeez.
I'm sure he will do a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't gone exactly the way that you wanted it to when he's been a head coach in other places.
Right.
Oh, I had Texas Tech last week, too.
Hadn't been going your way.
College football's just a pain. It's okay. Nobody's good.
There's a whole lot of volatility. Well, there is somebody that's good.
Yeah, Georgia's good.
There's one team that's really, really good.
Yeah, of course. You had to chime in with your Georgia fandom.
I mean, how is that's the one dominant team that we've seen in college football this year. that has not lost a game and has taken care of business against everybody.
Yeah, Alabama's got that gear too.
Yeah, we'll see.
Tennessee hung around, and they made that fun. And then what happened? By the way, I have to say that Tennessee's better than people think they are. Straight up, that team is better than people think they are.
Okay.
You love just throwing shade at Tennessee.
I do.
Oh, I would give.
Stop that. Stop it. Don't even speak it into existence.
Please. Please let them beat Georgia. It's just a few weeks from now, and it would make me so happy.
It's cute. It's very cute.
Yeah,
no, it's about a 30-point win for Alabama this week over Tennessee. It wasn't even all that close. By the way, second hour of the program, as always, brought to you by Wicked Weed Brewing. Check out our friends at wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed Brewing, drink different.
Official craft beer sponsor of the Asheville Championship.
That's
coming
right.
At the end of next month.
That's right. We had a couple of upsets over the weekend. Iowa State, they finally showed up for a game.
Woohoo!
Took down Oklahoma State.
In that game, we had quite possibly, and the radio broadcaster said this, the worst call in the history of college football. A taunting penalty that pulled back a touchdown that made absolutely no sense.
Illinois upsets Penn State in 9 overtimes, and somehow nobody could score.
In 9 overtimes, the final score was 20-18.
It's like a baseball game.
The last time we had an overtime game that went even close to this long, it was like 69-67. Illinois and Penn State was quite possibly the worst good football game I have ever seen in my life. And Penn State. You remember that thing I said about Penn State a long time ago?
Yeah, that their offense is not good.
As long as you rely on one player, you are way too easy to defend.
Number 23, Pittsburgh. That's why I showed up today. That's actually the only reason I showed up today to talk college football is so I could just take my victory lap on I told you so.
Hashtag Jets +7.
Pitt. I had the Tennessee Titans, too. None of that makes up for dumb pick of the week, even though I prefaced it with this is the dumbest pick I've made in a year.
Because you said it out loud.
27-17. The Clemson offense is not good.
It's not.
It's just not
really
good.
Not.
And
DJ
now,
Uiagalelei is.
Yep.
That shovel pass thing. That is quite possibly the worst decision I've seen a college football quarterback make in the last 10 years.
And he's not going to. I don't think he's going to have much more opportunity to make those mistakes.
No.
I think they're going to go with the backup, Fomachan.
Taysom.
And you can't blame them. I mean, the pressure is turned up so big now at Clemson that, years ago, nobody would really care that you can't score more than 19 points against an FBS program.
And by the way, if you didn't watch the game of the weekend, Wake Forest and Army, just a score fest. 70-56. I watched way more of that than I'm proud of.
You shouldn't have watched any of it.
Oh, it was good. There was a point where there had been touchdowns scored on 4 consecutive plays. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. If you took away the PATs and the kickoffs, there were 4 touchdowns scored in a row.
Oregon survives against UCLA, upping their stock in the college football playoff poll. It will be 1 week from today when that poll comes out. And on the reverse side of that, you had Cincinnati struggling with Navy, which doesn't seem like it's going to help out your cause. The one thing Cincinnati needs to do to try to impress the voters and the decision makers on the selection committee is to boat race everybody in the American.
Yeah, that's kind of my sweeping declaration as we give our college football playoff rankings. I'm going to throw yours up first because you have Cincinnati in yours.
Yep, I do.
And you can take from that what you want.
They're on the short list.
Not to me. There is absolutely nothing Cincinnati can do to make this playoff. Nothing. I don't care if you win every game you play for the rest of time by 70. I don't care if you beat SMU 56-5. I don't care. You're just not that good.
Okay.
I mean, yes, they have 2 elite corners.
Yes.
They are fantastic defensively. They do not score easily. They struggled with Navy. That game lasted way longer than it should have.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. Even with Oklahoma, who had to have Caleb Williams, who, by the way, can we stop with how great? I had somebody tell me he was a top 5 candidate for the Heisman.
Caleb Williams?
Do you realize he should have lost to Kansas?
Whew. I mean, that's
Did
special.
you hear the story about Kansas, by the way?
No. What?
At halftime, they sent out a message to all students saying, we will let you in for 0 U.S. monies. And nobody showed up. We have Oklahoma on the ropes, and we'll let you in for no dollars.
And nobody came.
That's
so sad.
I think
because you knew how it was going to end. Every Kansas fan knows how that's going to end. Woo, that's great. Wasn't it a couple of years ago when Western had a lead on Alabama at a halftime? It was like 14-10, and then it ended up being 70-14 at the end of the game.
Well, here's the thing.
You know how that's going to go.
This game didn't go like that.
Oh, I know.
And basically, the way you just said that tells me you didn't watch it. Because Caleb Williams had to, and it was a poor decision.
Mm-hmm.
Running back gets stopped on 4th down, and Caleb Williams just jokes the ball from him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give me that.
Oh, I know how it went. And I'm not saying that's how this went, but that's how every Kansas fan should have thought it was going to go.
And you've got Oklahoma at 6, and I think you're probably right.
I think this is what I would say if I'm on the committee, this would be my top 6 coming up next week.
If
Just saying everything holds serve. This is where I'm at. Georgia 1, Alabama 2, then you got Oregon, who they've got the best win. They've got the best win out of the rest of the field. Actually, over all of the field. I mean, they've beaten Ohio State.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
it.
think anybody can contend with that.
All right. I mean, you look at Georgia, who they've played. They don't have a win that good.
Kentucky's close.
It's close, but it's not that good. They haven't beaten a top 5 team, and Oregon has.
Yeah,
so you got to put
the
them.
thing for me with Oregon is that I would argue now that C.J. Stroud has figured out how to play high-level quarterback in college football.
Mm-hmm.
If they played Oregon again, I think they would smoke them.
And they very well may.
Oregon makes more dumb mistakes than any good team I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like the game with UCLA, you said they survived.
Yeah.
That game was really never that close. And yet, UCLA still had a shot to win it late.
Mm-hmm.
I did absolutely love when the backup quarterback comes in because Dorial Robinson-Thompson got knocked out. The backup comes in, and the announcers are, this is a Rudy story. He's going to, and he throws the worst interception you've ever seen. Well, that was predictable.
So Oregon is at 3, and then at number 4, you got Ohio State because they're undefeated in the Big Ten. And if they run the table, which I'm pretty sure they're probably going to do because it's Ohio State. And, yeah, they're 4. Only because their one loss on the schedule comes to the team at number 3. And then Cincinnati's going to be in the discussion because they have to be because they're undefeated.
They're not in my discussion.
They will be in the discussion, though. When that first poll
I disagree with you. I patently disagree with you.
When that first poll comes out, you think they're ranked 7, 8?
I think they'll be about where I have them and where you have them.
Okay.
They're going to be somewhere between there.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. They're going to slide every week.
Mm-hmm. Each and every week as these teams face more and more players or more and more tougher competition, Cincinnati doesn't have that. They've got the
your
one
best
win.
win is against Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Whoopie-doo.
Yep. But this is where they go because this is where all group of 5 undefeateds go. They're ranked number 2 in the AP poll right now, and there's no way they can't be in the top 6 when the first poll comes out if they're still at number 2. But they'll never get any higher than this. They'll never crack the top 4 because they will get leapfrogged by everybody. Oklahoma runs the table in the Big 12. They're in the playoff.
I am less sure of that one, but you're probably right.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma has, and the bad thing for Oklahoma is if you get in, you will be the 4. And you will get scattered, smothered and covered by Georgia. My rankings look a little different than yours because there's something that I see I see something coming, and I don't just see any way that it's not going to happen.
Okay. Give us your...
I have Georgia and Alabama 1-2.
By the way, you can follow along with us. We've got graphics up on the screen on YouTube. Please join us now for the youtube.com/thesportsocracy multi-stream, I guess I should say.
Yeah, you can see us at thesportsocracy.com or on YouTube at The Sportsocracy.
So your college football playoff rankings, you got Georgia 1, Alabama 2.
And to me, you remember the thing I said about Buffalo? If there is nothing that you're going to do that's going to unseat that?
Yes.
I don't see a path of anything happening that would change that I have Georgia 1, Alabama 2. And I'm about to the point of I don't think anything will change that I have Ohio State 3.
Okay.
Short of one thing.
Mm-hmm.
They lose to the team that I have at 4, which is the Michigan Wolverines. Because Michigan has one of – you know the thing we said about Cincinnati of, you don't have any wins?
Yep.
Michigan's going to.
They're going to?
Mm-hmm. Because if you look at their schedule, they play all of those mediocre teams that people think are better than they are. Starting this week with Michigan State, who I absolutely think they are going to slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy Michigan State at all, just like I didn't buy Penn State.
Right.
Michigan State has one player.
Yep.
And now you've got a Michigan team that is really, really good. Defensively, they are fantastic. And Cade McNamara is coming into his own as a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
This is what leads me to my other spicy take. My first one is that I don't have Cincinnati in the top 6.
Which is
and I don't think
weird
they belong.
to me.
And I don't think they belong there. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
The way you're supposed to vote this is who are the best teams in the country.
Mm-hmm.
If Oklahoma played Cincinnati right now, who would be the favorite, and why is it Oklahoma by 20?
I don't know about 20, but yeah, they'd be the favorite.
Could they stop them?
No.
Because they have high-level athletes that you just don't.
Mm-hmm.
My other spicy take is I think Michigan's going to beat Ohio State. I like C.J. Stroud. I really do. But a lot of people seem to be grossly overreacting to the fact that they can just slaughter bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fantastic. You beat Indiana 54-7. You beat Maryland by 1,000.
Right.
And Rutgers and Akron. You've played one legitimate team all year and you lost.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, the score is much nicer than the game was.
I agree. I'm with you. I didn't have Michigan in my top 6 because at some point they're all going to be.
Well, they all play each other.
They're all going to cancel each other out.
So the way that this is going to go,
for that.
The way that the playoff goes to me is there's 2 SEC teams getting in.
No
and
doubt.
And it's Georgia and Alabama.
Yeah.
Because I will level with you, Alabama's going to win out. If you look at the schedule, I don't see a team that they can lose to.
No.
The best team they have left is Auburn.
Mm-hmm. Auburn and Arkansas, those are the only 2 real tough matchups they have left, if you can call them that.
And LSU. Go Tigers. They can lose to Georgia and 2 losses still get in. And I firmly believe that. 2-loss Alabama, where their losses are at Texas A&M, and 2 Georgia gets in over no-loss Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree.
So those 2 get in. You'll get somebody from the Big Ten,
yes.
Whether it's Ohio State, Michigan, and you're only getting 1.
Mm-hmm. There's no path for 2.
I agree with you. I mean, unless –
again,
the only way I could see it is if Ohio State beat Michigan to keep them out of the Big Ten title game.
Mm-hmm.
That was their one loss, and it was really close. And then Alabama got just boat raced by Georgia.
Right.
Then I could see them holding out Alabama for Michigan.
And then what, Iowa wins the Big Ten championship game?
And nobody cares.
But if they did that, wouldn't they be the second team with 1 loss?
No. The only way you're getting 2 teams in is if it's Michigan and they lose really close to Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
And they just boat race Michigan State and boat race Penn State.
Right.
And even that, I think that's such a long shot.
Okay.
Because I would say the 4th team's going to be either Oregon or Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
I do see a path, though, that Oklahoma gets left out. I think if there is – tie goes to the runner. We've seen too many games like this with Oklahoma where they were too close to Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
If Oregon wins out, they get in and Oklahoma gets left out. And I firmly believe that.
Okay.
Because, like you said, they have the best win on the board.
Mm-hmm.
You beat Ohio State.
Yep. They won't have another opportunity to get a signature win. I know we don't use that very much in college football. We use that mainly in college basketball, but I mean, it still serves the same purpose. You're only going to have one of those. I don't care because it would be them and Arizona State in the Pac-12 championship game.
Yeah, it's them and who cares?
Right.
But if they win out, I'm telling you, if there's a team that gives you any doubt on Oklahoma, they will leave them out.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot keep playing these close games.
But even after Oklahoma, I mean, Oklahoma's still got 3 top 25 teams on their schedule.
And they will probably lose to one of them.
I was going to say Baylor, Iowa State, and Oklahoma State are still left.
I look at Iowa State and go, that's the one that you're most likely going to lose.
Mm-hmm. And
you can't keep tempting fate like this.
Right. And they're going to have to beat one of these teams twice. You do know that, right?
I do.
They're going to have to beat Iowa State twice or Oklahoma State twice.
Yeah, and I just don't think you're going to do. I just don't think Oklahoma's that good.
Mm-hmm. I don't either.
A quarterback in Jason Bean from Kansas. That's A, not a very good thrower of the football. B, he's just not a very good quarterback, and they have no weapons around him.
Mm-hmm.
And they struggled with him for 3.5 quarters.
Oboye on the YouTube stream. He's a resident Ohio guy. He's a big Cincinnati Bengals. He says that Ohio State's going to break Harbaugh this year,
and they very well could. I will be honest with you. The most Michigan thing that could possibly happen is that they just demolish Penn State and Michigan State, and then they catch Ohio State and get beat 54-10. Do I think that's going to happen? No, because I think there is a lot of talent at Michigan.
No, I think it's got all the makings of a classic between those two at the end of the game. Yeah, at the end of the season.
I would say the most likely scenario is that Ohio State wins, but I just have a funny feeling. You cannot keep beating a team year in and year out that's this close to you talent-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see the first time C.J. Stroud plays in it. I mean, and we're a long way from that.
Right.
Michigan could trip up against Michigan State. I don't look for it to happen, but it could happen. And it should tell you everything you need to know that Vegas has been on Michigan for about 5 weeks now. Not saying it happens, just saying it's about the metrics that I look at.
My spot in my college football playoff, I actually, on my notes here, I put Ohio State / Big Ten winner. Because whoever it is, they're getting in.
I don't agree with you.
Oh, really?
I think they're going to pirate each other. Michigan beats Michigan State this week. All right, let's say they lose to Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I could see Ohio State losing again, too.
Okay.
That's where it gets gross. And that's how you could ultimately end up with Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, and Oklahoma.
Is that how we end up with Wake Forest in the college football playoff?
No, here's how you end up with Wake Forest. 5 teams in the top 10 decide that they want to disband their football programs and start an underwater basket weaving competition.
But why is the ACC so disrespected?
Because they're terrible.
Yeah.
Is that a good answer? If we're playing Family Feud, would that be number 1 on the board? Because I think it should be.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, this week brings 2 cold fronts to Asheville. Front number 1 coming in tonight with a couple of isolated thunderstorms out there. A couple of them packing a punch. Low tonight 46. Cooler Tuesday. Morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, high 52. Heaviest rainfall comes in with front number 2 on Thursday coming up. Talking almost an inch of rain here Thursday, and then much colder numbers into the weekend. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauriamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Light delays, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. Again, light delays on future 26 eastbound after Elk Mountain Road to Riverside Drive. 26 westbound is slow between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound, light delays after Long Shoals Road to Airport Road. Sardis Road moving from Sand Hill Road to Bavard Road, traffic stop and go. Bavard Road northbound between Avery Creek Elementary and the Blue Ridge Parkway, expect delays. Sweden Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Overlook Road. I'm Lynn Benfield with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The Cantina Crispy Melt Taco from Taco Bell has a premium shell made from white corn and a hidden layer of real mozzarella, pepper jack, and cheddar cheeses. And now you're craving one, because when you need a taco, you need a taco. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only.
Pernicious, adjective, having a harmful effect, especially in a gradual or subtle way. Now, Wicked Weed's flagship IPA, winner of a silver medal at the U.S. Open Beer Championships, isn't harmful unless you're a competing IPA. Brewed in the mountains of western North Carolina, Pernicious IPA will destroy your expectations for all others in its class. Pernicious IPA inspires you to enjoy fresh and often. Order up at wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed, the official craft beer of East Tennessee State University Athletics. Drink different, drink responsibly.
iHeartRadio Asheville is partnering with the Asheville Downtown Association to honor essential workers at the 75th Annual Asheville Holiday Parade on Saturday, November the 20th in downtown Asheville. We know essential workers have been keeping us going through the COVID-19 pandemic, and we want to give them a moment in the spotlight. Nominate a grocery worker, teacher, delivery driver, sanitation worker, healthcare worker, that special essential worker that has helped our community stay strong during this pandemic. The deadline to submit is November the 7th. Find details at ESPNAVL.com.
DQ presents. Picture this. Picture yourself at DQ on Thursday, October 28th for Miracle Treat Day. You roll up to order a Blizzard with your friends and family like you have so many times before. But on this day, every flavor comes with a much-needed dose of hope. For every Blizzard you buy at participating locations, $1 or more will be donated to your local Children's Miracle Network hospital, making Miracle Treat Day the most satisfying way to give hope to kids in your community. Thursday, October 28th at DQ.
It's the 2021 Pro Football Challenge. Make your picks now for this week's games. Weekly winners get a $50 gift card to Asheville Pizza and Brewing. All weekly winners go into a drawing for a getaway trip to Kiowa Island Golf Resort. Make your picks now at ESPNAVL.com.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The Sportsocracy.
Ice up, son. Ice up.
Welcome back into the Ingalls studio. It is the Sportsocracy. This hour of the program brought to you by Wicked Weed Brewing. Check them out at wickedweedbrewing.com. Yes, we've got the big matchups in college football coming up this week. Obviously, you got Michigan, Michigan State. You got Penn State, Ohio State. You got Georgia, Florida. Auburn and Ole Miss. You got some great games on the schedule.
I heard 3 of 4 blowouts right there.
3 or 4 blowouts?
Ole Miss will beat Auburn as badly as they choose to.
You don't know that for a fact.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident of it because Auburn's not good.
No.
And the atrophy is showing with them.
Yeah, and the 1 week from today, the college football playoff rankings come out. Found this earlier. I wanted to share it with you guys. We've already played the fun game of guess how many. So since 2014, you realize there have only been 6 teams that have been ranked number 1 in the college football playoff rankings.
It's all the ones that you assume, and then one that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, and I don't remember it at all.
Right. It's Alabama, Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, and Georgia. Those are 5 of the 6. The 6th one, I don't even remember them being this good. But in 2014, the year we started the rankings, Mississippi State was the first number 1 in the college football playoff, and they were that for 3 weeks.
And then they weren't.
And
now they have a coach that thinks he's a pirate.
And they didn't even make the college football playoff. But, yeah, so 6 teams since 2014 have been number 1 in the college football playoff, and that's not going to change when the rankings come out next week. Because it's going to go either way. It's either going to be Alabama's going to be number 1 or Georgia's going to be number 1.
Well, you would have to lose, and you're not losing.
Oh, I know. I'm just throwing it out there. Don't want to do the old KOD thing.
Yeah, you already did that to your baseball team.
That's right. I did that to the
you looking forward to the
Red
World
Sox.
Series?
Hey, by the way,
Hey, you want to talk about the World Series? Hey, you want to talk about it now?
No,
the old Trastros and the Braves.
Trastros and the Braves. You will hear it right here on ESPN Asheville coming up tomorrow night, Game 1, and ESPN broadcast. The national ESPN broadcast will be heard here because you can't do the local broadcast, which is dumb to me, but that's what ESPN pays the big bucks for. So their main national crew is going to be doing the World Series games right here on ESPN Asheville, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Let's get weird.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
All right, it's getting to be that time of year where we have to put out the warnings of, hey, if you're going to go hiking outdoors, you need to have a plan, and you need to let people know where you are, because if you don't come back, you know what happens. The search crews get assembled, and they go out looking for you. Well, this happened last Monday in Colorado. Young man was out on the trails, and he got lost on Colorado's highest mountain, and they started to search for him when he didn't come back. And they gathered around all the search crews. They set off at 9 a.m. They searched all day long, returned back to base at 8 o'clock, said, no, we have no signs of him, so I guess we'll just have to go back out tomorrow. More search crews were deployed over the late night hours. They couldn't find anything, and then all of a sudden, the hiker came rolling into their base at about 3 a.m. the next day. And they said, hey, what's going on, man? We've been trying to call you. You should have cell signal on top of that mountain. And you know what the hiker's response was?
I thought you were calling about my vehicle's extended warranty.
Exactly. He wouldn't answer the phone because it kept showing up as an unknown number. I don't know if it kept showing up like the Buncombe County Schools thing shows up on my phone as possible scam, but he kept ignoring all of their phone calls. They were trying to find him and figure out where he was. Now, thankfully, he did find his way out of the woods, but they have now issued the warning. If you're going to go out, don't ignore strange numbers, because we may very well be looking for you when you're lost out in the woods.
This is why you should stop calling me about my vehicle's extended warranty. Right now, you would have a better shot of sending a pigeon with a note in its mouth and getting it to me than calling me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, especially if I don't have your number.
Yeah, unknown number. He was just sending it straight to voicemail and wasn't, I guess they weren't leaving messages or what. That's insane. But thankfully the guy is okay, because we have seen that go poorly. And yes, if you are going to be going out hiking, make sure that people know where you're going and make sure that they have a time for your return. And if you're lost, answer the damn phone.
My story comes from Coronado, California. Don't do crimes. Just, okay? A 43-year-old woman was arrested Thursday on suspicion of burglary. The police showed up after neighbors made a call to police that weird things were happening at their neighbor's house. So the police show up at the neighbor's house. The neighbor has the spare key, which, by the way, was the only spare key. Mm-hmm. That is an important part of the story in just a minute.
All right.
So the cops take the key. They go over. They find shavings around the door. They try to use the key. Key doesn't work. Because the person that burgled the home called a locksmith and said they had locked themselves out of their own home. When police broke into the house, they discovered the 43-year-old woman listening to music loudly and doing other things that you would think someone was doing around the home.
Vacuuming naked. She was vacuuming naked.
Probably. The 43-year-old woman said that there were children in the house and that they could not take her away because this was her home.
Right.
The only problem is her name wasn't on the lease. Or not the lease, the
deed?
Deed.
Yeah.
There it is.
Aha.
And she also couldn't name whose name was on the deed.
Mm-hmm.
So they arrested her on suspicion of burglary.
Oh, no.
And they had a very stern talking to with the locksmith. Okay, like, that can't ever be that easy. I'm locked out of my house. Can you prove it's your house? No. Unlock it anyway. Okay.
Okay.
Don't do crimes.
Nice.
I can't believe a locksmith went,
Okay. I'll do it. Yeah, it definitely should not be that easy.
You would think not.
No, and it's... Anyway, I'm going to say bad things, and I shouldn't. My mom said never speak ill. So I'm not going to.
Don't burgle.
Don't burgle. Do not do crimes. We saw the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday lose.
#bad.
Lose handily to the Tennessee Titans. And the question I have is, how bad has it gotten, and how much worse can it get for the Kansas City Chiefs? They're at 3-4 right now, a place that we never expected that they would be.
No, and when you look at the schedule, it's just so daunting.
Their offense does not look. I mean, okay, let me put it this way: the offense still looks good when it's not turning the ball over.
Yesterday was dreadful.
Well,
I mean, dreadful.
Yeah, but that's the first game this year where they have looked completely out of sync. Just nothing's working.
Well, they've looked out of sync well before that. They looked terrible against the Bills. They look like they didn't belong on the field with the Bills. And here's the problem. There's nothing you can do about it.
Not a
Pat
thing.
Mahomes has to be Superman for this team to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, yeah, you were putting a Hall of Fame jacket. Yeah. He went to 2 Super Bowls in the first 2 years he started.
Mm-hmm.
See that? That's math. That kind of does that. He's still an excellent, elite quarterback. The problem is he has no help whatsoever. You can't run to save your life. The defense is brutally bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but they stopped Derrick Henry. Yeah, they had to stack 7 in the box to do it. And you know what that did? A.J. Brown went, I'm open on every play. Just don't even think about it. Just fire it my way because there's nobody that can stop me.
Well, I mean, they have been pretty ravaged with injuries. So
I don't care.
If they get
can't
healthier.
be this bad. You can't be an elite team and be this bad. Straight up, you can't. And without a doubt, to me, they are the most disappointing team in the NFL right now.
I would agree with that. I mean, everybody thought that they were going to be, marching their way back to the Super Bowl again, and it doesn't look like right now that's happening, but I don't know that I'm ready to say it's not going to happen.
I'm ready to say it's not going to happen. I'm going to draw a comparison to the Kansas City Chiefs and the Clemson Tigers.
Yeah.
You're wearing the same uniforms. You're playing people that I've seen be good, and they're not right now.
Right.
And why that is, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know. I can tell you this. Pat Mahomes could not get to the top of a 5-step drop yesterday. Somebody was on top of him every time he did it.
Yep.
And you cannot live throwing off balance and arm angle and all these buzzwords that have started with Pat Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have 2 weapons. And if you can neutralize one, you have basically neutered the offense.
Mm-hmm. Again, the offense is still moving the ball other than yesterday. I get other than yesterday. But they have been moving the ball up to that point. I mean, they're still one of the most efficient offenses in the league, despite the fact that Pat Mahomes has thrown 9 interceptions this year, which is tied for the league lead with Zach Wilson, which is gross.
Why'd you have to throw that last part in there?
Because it's great. I mean, that just underscores how gross it is.
T's and P's, Zach Wilson.
The fact that they have turned the ball over 17 times in 7 games is insane. Do you know how many turnovers they had all of last year?
Mahomes threw, I think, 8 picks last year. I would be somewhere in the neighborhood of 18.
16.
16.
They averaged exactly 1 a game during the regular season last year. The year before that, 15. This is a path that they have not been down since Patrick Mahomes has been the quarterback of this team. Now, they have been, yes, Patrick Mahomes has been off. He has been doing too much. He's been pressing. You heard Andy Reid talk about all of that yesterday. And he's right. But there are more. This falls on more than just Patrick Mahomes. That offensive line can't keep him clean.
No, it's bad.
And you look at the schedule coming up. Other than playing the Giants next week, who, by the way, just had 6 sacks against the Carolina Panthers, other than that game, every other team has a pretty swift pass rush that they're going to face.
And that's Monday Night Football. I don't know who came up with that idea, but stop that. They don't do that.
Well, they wanted the electric matchup of Danny Dimes and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I don't know how ESPN got stuck with that, but that was a poor choice.
Right. But they gave up 4 sacks yesterday, the Tennessee Titans. 9 times he was hit. He was pressured 18 times. It's hard to run an offense competently when you're running like that for your life. And so how far have they fallen? Let's talk about
we'll do power rankings on Wednesday. And I can't tell you exactly what their rank will be.
Mm-hmm.
They're officially in that, and we're going to do tiers on this show tomorrow, but I look at them now as, okay, could you make the playoffs? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You could make the playoffs. It would take a lot to change, but you could make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And if you do, you're going to get drug. I don't care who they play.
Yeah.
If they played the Cincinnati Bengals right now, they might give up 60 points.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that sounds weird to say out loud, but it's the truth. That team's so multiple and so good. You can't shoot out with teams every week.
Yeah. But to give you an idea of how bad this offensive line is, do you know how many blitzes came his way yesterday?
Not a lot.
1.
I was about to say it's not a lot.
They blitzed
I watched
him
a lot
once.
of this game, and I was watching a lot of four-man rushes get home.
Mm-hmm. They blitzed him once yesterday, and they still had 18 pressures on the quarterback. But this has been a theme throughout the entire season. 13% of the time, defenses have thrown blitzes at the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes has been pressured 35% of his dropbacks, which means he's getting pressured way more than he's getting blitzed. They don't have to send extra guys.
No.
And so maybe if Laurent Duvernay-Tardif comes back from injury and they can shore up the offensive line. I mean, yesterday was just as bad as it has been. Because the Kansas City offensive line has not been that bad throughout the season. It was by far the worst performance that Joe Tooney's had since he signed that $80 million contract.
I mean, it's not good. Some of all parts, you can't be this, and this is the problem. We talked about this in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
To build a roster like this, you have to very much rob Peter to pay Paul. You have to, you forsake depth. You have to draft well, of which, sadly enough, probably the 2 best offensive linemen are guys they drafted.
Right.
The high-priced free agents have not lived up to the expectation.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be able to run the ball. Even if it's just Arizona Cardinal level, you know we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
James Conner, Chase Edmond, you know if you drop 7, we're going to burn you. And Kansas City can't do it.
Yeah.
I look at that team now and go, you're probably the 9th best team in the AFC.
And you're not wrong.
I mean, if you just look at it. All right, there's only one in the AFC East.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Bills and nobody else.
Yep.
I'm going to keep throwing this stat out every opportunity I get. The New England Patriots, New York Jets, and Miami Dolphins have combined for 5 wins. And 3 of them are against each other. Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
That is not good. But, I mean, you look at Cincinnati, Baltimore, I would say Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's close. Cleveland's close. But I would say if they played straight up right now, I wouldn't take Kansas City.
Over Cleveland?
No.
Okay.
I mean, they should have lost to them 6 weeks ago. And they've regressed every game of this season.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know
Tennessee
I would be
Indianapolis.
Right.
I think both of them are better than Kansas City right now. And there's probably two more in the AFC West.
I would probably favor them over Indianapolis.
It'd be close.
And I would probably favor them over Cleveland, despite the pass rush that can come that way.
I don't think I would, because I don't know how you're going to stop them.
Yeah. To me,
I really don't.
To me, they're still a playoff team. And part of me wants to say RELAX. Just relax. I get this is the first time that Patrick Mahomes has been in this situation. This is not the first time Andy Reid's been in this situation.
Yeah, and here's the thing about Andy Reid. One of the big knocks on him has always been that he doesn't adjust well. His offense is his offense. He goes in, they go really hard in the paint in camp. They start out not always great. A lot of times they'll survive with wins, but they're close, and they don't look as impressive early in the season. And then they get away from the camp legs, and they start to look a little better. I don't see his team doing that. I don't. I just don't know how things are going to change. And you expect you're going to get into shootouts with the Raiders? The Raiders would smoke this team right now. Darren Waller might have 300 yards against them.
Right.
I mean, you're saying it's RELAX? I'm not. I'm saying it's PANIC.
It's panic time.
Panic. It's happening. It's bad, and I don't know how to fix it.
I don't know. I believe in Patrick Mahomes. I believe in Andy Reid. I believe that they can turn this thing around. The problem is you're already 3-4. You've already got a losing record, and coming up, you got to play Green Bay. You got to play Dallas. You got Cincinnati, which is now it's probably the toughest game left.
Smoked.
Right.
They'll get smoked.
Right. And you got another game with the Chargers coming up. So I get it. You got a lot of tough games left on this schedule. But still, they can't go out like this.
I just don't know how it's going to change.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't know what you can do. You can't stop anybody heads up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one-on-one, you can't stop anybody.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I just didn't think that we'd be sitting here 7 weeks into the NFL season going, oh, yeah, those back-to-back AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs, they might make the playoffs if they're lucky.
They're the third best team in their own division. The Chargers and Raiders are markedly better.
Yeah. I'm still just not sold on the Raiders.
I don't know what more you need, but okay.
I mean, they
would be the 2 seed, well, that's not true because they're tied with the Chargers. They actually might be the 2 seed right now. Now that I think about it,
they're number 1 in the division.
Yeah, they're the 2 seed in the AFC right now.
Yeah,
I don't know what more you need.
A lot can change. A lot can change. You're ready to just buy in and say, "Hey, this is
to save your life."
This is just
because
a Super Bowl contender.
Just hitting you in the face, and you go, "No, I don't want to see it."
What is hitting me in the face?
That the Raiders are exponentially better than the Chiefs. If they played them right now, I'll be honest with you, they would probably be almost a touchdown favorite. It's not even close.
Okay. I mean, I'm not doubting you. You're the one that's better at this than I am.
I agreed.
Yeah.
And it's because you have to see these things coming. And Kansas, how do you fix it? I mean, what do you do? Before this week, Pat Mahomes was I think his QBR was like 70.5 or something like that. It was number 2 in the league. Okay, yeah, he was dreadful yesterday. Didn't change anything. I'll be honest with you. He could have been that guy again. They'd have still lost. It would not have made. Pat Mahomes could have thrown for 450 yesterday. Right. You're still going to lose. Now, it wouldn't have been as embarrassing as it was. But you'd have still lost.
I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying the Raiders as a. So you got them as a Super Bowl contender? I guess we'll have to find out tomorrow when we do tiers. Right here on the Sportsocracy. The ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Light delays 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 west and eastbound delays on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge. Future 26 westbound slow between Broadway Street and New Stock Road. 26 westbound is stop and go after Hendersonville Road to Airport Road. An accident reported here. Onlooker delay has 26 eastbound slow between Long Shoals Road and Airport Road. Again, on 26 westbound, expect delays after the French Broad River to Brevard Road. Business 19 northbound slow between Bard Cove Road and Leisure Mountain Road, and Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road slow. I'm Lynn Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
From the DuckDuckGo for Privacy Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy for free with DuckDuckGo.
Your life, your hopes, and whatever you were searching for at 1:15 a.m., it's really none of our business, and it shouldn't be anyone else's. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
Hey guys, I'm Ziggy, your local Philly girl, owner of Ziggy's Bakery and Deli. I've created a traditional northern deli with only the most authentic cheesesteaks outside of Philadelphia, served with provolone, white American, or Cheese Whiz. Our other classic deli sandwiches are made with the best quality meats and cheeses, available sliced by the pound. Join us for breakfast for house-made bagels with our custom cream cheeses. Or for something heartier, try a pork roll, egg and cheese, or house-cured lox. Ziggy's Bakery and Deli, in the corner of Asheville Commons, 1550 Hendersonville Road, open 8 to 3, Tuesday through Saturday.
There's a hot new podcast we think you'll like. Variety's Strictly Business. Hear candid conversations about business deals, strategy, and the future of media and entertainment from industry A-listers. Hosted by Variety business editor Cynthia Littleton and co-editor-in-chief Andrew Wallenstein. And once a month, executive editor of music Shirley Halperin will join the conversation to discuss the business of music. Listen to Strictly Business on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug, it's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
The Cantina Crispy Melt Taco from Taco Bell has a premium shell made from white corn and a hidden layer of real mozzarella, pepper jack, and cheddar cheeses. And now you're craving one, because when you need a taco, you need a taco. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only.
O'Reilly Auto Parts specializes in keeping your car on the road. Not sure how much life is left in your battery? Our professional parts people will test it for free. If it does need to be replaced, we'll help you find just the right one to fit your car. Our Superstart batteries are built to handle even the toughest conditions. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Friday, October 29th. Don't miss Columbia, Nashville recording artist Cameron Marlowe, home of Silverado's outdoor stage. Tickets at silverados.wnc.com. North Carolina native Cameron Marlowe, live in Black Mountain at Silverado's. Get your tickets today at silverados.wnc.com. Don't miss Cameron Marlowe, Friday, October 29th.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
It's ESPN Asheville, the Sportsocracy maiden voyage. We're winding down the minutes here. You can check us out now, not only here on ESPN Asheville on the terrestrial signal or on iHeartRadio app, but you also watch the show now live on YouTube every day. YouTube.com/thesportsocracy. Like, share, and follow. Subscribe, all that good stuff. And we will keep you entertained here twice a day now. 10 a.m. every weekday morning in the Wicked Weed studio, and then here in the Ingalls studio for the afternoon show 3 to 5. Coming up tonight, Monday Night Football, we'll get the New Orleans Saints, Seattle Seahawks. It has been raining for, 3 days now in Seattle?
Say 10 years, but
it's been raining for a long time up in Seattle. And it will continue. There are going to be heavy winds tonight. I'm looking at the weather forecast right now, hour by hour. It looks about game time. It's still going to be raining, but it'll be about 52% chance of rain throughout the entire game. So it could be another slop fest like we had last night with San Francisco and the Indianapolis Colts. By the way, did you see what Kyle Shanahan had to say about Jimmy Garoppolo? They asked him, so you're going to stick with Jimmy Garoppolo after this?
I guess so.
Yeah, I would guess so. I would guess he's our starting quarterback. Is that like, I couldn't tell you if he's going to be alive tomorrow?
It's
along the same lines.
Kyle Shanahan is the same one that brought us. I could be dead in an hour.
Yeah. The great Kazoo continuing to give the reporters what they want. You going to start Trey Lance? No, I guess Jimmy Garoppolo is still going to be our starter. You're convinced, though, he should make the change?
I just don't think it matters. I don't think San Francisco's a playoff team no matter what you do.
Okay.
The secondary's bad. You can't live on the defense anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's very obvious that they miss Rob Salah. I like D'Amico Ryans. He's just getting his footing as a play caller.
Mm-hmm.
And so, to me, there is no path that Jimmy Garoppolo's on this team next year. So why not get the game reps to Trey Lance?
I'm expecting a lot of Alvin Kamara tonight.
As well, you should.
And not much else. I think that's about where the fireworks come into play.
I think this is going to be the second primetime gross fest in a row. I had one last night. We're going to have one tonight.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it wasn't gross for me. I picked the Indianapolis Colts in the Beat the Chiefs segment, and I feel pretty good about that.
You also picked the Jets.
Stop it. You're never going to let me live that down, are you?
No, I'm not.
Even though I got Tennessee,
I don't care.
Even though I got the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Hashtag Jets +7. I might get bumper stickers made that say that. People drive by cars and go, "What does that mean?"
Yeah, I think. Let's see. I did I was a little inebriated last night when I did the calculations on the Beat the Chief, but I think you and I are tied so far, and tonight's going to be the tiebreaker.
You have the Saints and I have the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I think you were also a little inebriated when you took the Jets +7.
100%. I told you, I got it in my mind early in the week. Like, yeah, the Jets are going to show up this week. I tried to find a qualifier, something to back me up, and everything told me not to do it. And you know what? I'm stupid, and I do things I'm not supposed to sometimes.
Yeah. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. right here on the YouTube feed, we will be doing fantasy football things. So if you have fantasy football questions, get them into us at thesportsocracy.com or at the Sportsocracy on any of the social medias. Tomorrow we'll be doing tiers on this show.
That's right. We'll give you the waiver wire pickups for fantasy football in Week 8. And, of course, we'll have contender or not contender tiers right here on ESPN Asheville tomorrow afternoon. Have a great evening, everybody. We will see you then.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Well, this week brings two cold fronts to Asheville. Front number one coming in tonight with a couple of isolated thunderstorms out there. A couple of them packing a punch. Low tonight 46. Cooler Tuesday. Morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, high 52. Heaviest rainfall comes in with front number two on Thursday coming up. Talking almost an inch of rain here Thursday, and then much colder numbers into the weekend. I'm meteorologist Scott Laria-Moore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer. Come rain or shine. High winds or mild breezes. Blue skies or gray. It's a great time to consider getting vaccinated against COVID-19. Brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Light delays 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 west and eastbound delays on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge. Future 26 westbound slow between Broadway Street and New Stock Road. 26 westbound is stop and go after Hendersonville Road to Airport Road. An accident reported here. Onlooker delay has 26 eastbound slow between Long Shoals Road and Airport Road. Again, on 26 westbound, expect delays after the French Broad River to Brevard Road. Business 19 northbound slow between Bard Cove Road and Leisure Mountain Road, and Sweden Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road slow. I'm Lynn Benfield with your